Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to the channel and to a new 1 hour crafting project. So today I have for you this adorable little mini book. I'm calling this a memory keeping book so you can document all of those everyday little moments. So over here on the cover it says "May Today Count." That was basically the inspiration for this little book. So I am using the same Be Happy collection that I have been using on the past couple videos. Also do have a cutting guide for this little book and it's gonna be linked on the description box below. And so yeah, so let's take a look. So this book measures 5 inches by 8.5. It is a chipboard cover little book and it has 2 signature pages. Now to make this project really simple, I am working directly on the design cardstock, and this cardstock is one-sided, which is perfect if you want to kind of have a combination of adding pictures but also doing journaling and documenting. And so yeah, so on the inside here again everything is done on the design paper, saving us quite a lot of time decorating and matting and all of that. So over here this opens up and this opens down, and then we have an accordion fold page like that, and then this closes and closes. On the back over here we have this little thing that says happiness, and this opens and opens, and on the inside we have a waterfall. So you can put some, this measures 5.5 by I think 3.5, so you can put some pretty much full-size pictures in there. Then you can do some journaling there on the sides, and then that closes up like that. And here's the next page. So again opens up and down, and then for the back this opens like this, and then over here we have 2 large layouts and then a pocket on the back there as well. So super cute and simple to make. So I hope you guys are excited for today's project. Before we go ahead and make this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and also leave a comment. And now let's get right into making this book. So to make this book, I'm going to start with my chipboard pieces. So I cut these 2 pieces at 5 by 8.5, and then I have another piece that is 1.5 by 8.5. And I'm gonna be working again directly on my with my cardstock, and I'm using the same Be Happy collection that I have been using. So I just really want to go through this paper stash, and this collection is one-sided, which I actually like because I do plan on doing some writing and journaling on the back of some of these pages. So we're gonna start with 2 pages here. So I'm just gonna put these 2 pieces together. I'm gonna combine the 2, and we are going to wrap our chipboard around. So I'm just gonna join these 2 pieces, and we're going to start here with 1 piece for the spine, and just go ahead and glue this down. I'm gonna glue this closer to the bottom, so that way I only have to trim the top. And then we're going to add these 2 pieces. So we're going to leave a space in between these 2, so about 1/8 of an inch spacing here. And we're just going to do the same. On the other side. Okay, so just about there. Then I'm going to cut all my extra cardstock here. So I want just about 1 inch all the way around. So I'm gonna take that out and then cut this. Okay, so take this, and then I'm just going to cut over here all the way down, and then we want to cut the corners. Okay, so do the same here and the same right there. And then we're going to add our double-sided tape. So I'm going to just cut a piece, place this all the way. Okay, so we're gonna put one piece on each side down here, and then on this side, and so I'm gonna put this down. Okay, and then we're going to cut that, and we want to just wrap around, so we're gonna fold and press down, and then remove the tape. So I'm just gonna use this and remove the tape, and then press down. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same on the other side. So fold and press down, and remove the tape, and then press down, and then we're going to do the sides. Okay, so fold and remove the tape, and then we're going to do this section here. And these books, I think they're super easy to make, and they are perfect to do like memory keeping. You can use it as a journal and just put everyday memories in here. Okay, so we have our binding here for a cover, and now for the inside, I'm just gonna use one of those leftover pieces and just cover the inside of the spine. So let me grab my cutter. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut these here at 8 1/4. So let me do it this way here first. So I'm gonna cut this at 4 1/2 and by 8 1/4. Okay, so just using the leftovers, and then we are going to glue this down here on our spine. Okay, so make sure that the cardstock that you're using is not too thick, because otherwise it might crack here on the spine. Okay, and we are going to just add this piece right on the center, and I'm going to press down. Okay, and we're gonna let this dry here for a second, and we're going to score along the bending lines. So I'm just gonna give it a gentle score here. So find your gaps and score, and then we're going to do the same on the other line here. Okay, so then we're just gonna fold and press down. Okay, so we're gonna press and fold at the same time. And there we go. And then I'm just gonna do the same over here. So you want to press your cardstock into that void space, and there you go. So that is gonna be our binding. And then for the inside, I'm going to just select another page. So maybe I can do this one right here, or maybe I can put this one. And I like that we have a place here for a date. So we're going to cut 2 pieces. Let's bring this over. So we're going to cut 2 pieces at 8 1/4 by 4 3/4 here. Okay, by 4 3/4, and then we're just going to glue these pieces on the inside covers right there. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue, and we're gonna place one on each side. Okay, so right here and this one. And that can go right over here. And there we go. And so now we're just going to press and press. And okay, so now we are going to work on the pages. So for this book, again, I'm going to work directly with my cardstock. So I'm going to first just pick 2 pages maybe that are very much neutral on orientation, and we are going to cut these pieces here at 8 1/4, and I'm going to do this by 8 1/2, and we are going to score along the 8 1/2. We are going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, let's do this. 1/2 inch and at 1 inch. And we're going to score at 5. Okay, so same thing for the other one. So along the 8 1/2, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch and at 5. And then we're going to fold. So I'm going to fold these 2 pieces here back, and then we're going to fold this page back like that as well. So these are going to be our pages, and same thing for this one. We are going to fold and fold and fold like that. Okay, now I'm also going to be adding some layouts onto these pages. So these are going to be kind of like our base pages. So I'm going to use these 2 little leftover pieces, and these are 3 1/2 by 8 1/4. So I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 3 1/2, and we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so fold and fold, and then we're going to bring back our page. So we have the 2 score lines here on the left side, and then for the back we have the flap. So here on the back I'm going to add the other flap right next to that score line. Okay, so we're going to add glue right here, and we're gonna place this piece right next to that bending line and press down. Okay, so that way we have a little flap opening here at the on the back, and then the front is gonna be plain for now. And then we're gonna do the same for this other page right here. Okay, and again, you can do this on double-sided cardstock if you don't want to see a lot of the white, but I'm gonna be using some of these to do some journaling there as well. Okay, so next I'm going to be adding some more detail onto these pages. So I'm going to cut, let me use this this one here. I love this page here. So we are going to cut these at 8.5, and we're gonna do this by 4. Okay, so I'm gonna cut 2, and I'm gonna try to center the sew high here at the 4 inches. Okay, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8.5. Okay, so along the 8.5, we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and same thing here, score at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold and fold, and then we're going to start with one of our pages, and I'm going to glue this page here along the top. So we are going to add the glue and just add this piece along the top of the page. Okay, and then press down, and then I'm going to add the second one. We can put this one on the bottom here. Okay, so we're just gonna add some glue and place this one right here. Okay, so then this is gonna close like that, and then this is going to open and open. And then I'm also going to just add, let me grab another page for the inside, so maybe this one will be cute. So we are going to cut this piece at 8. Okay, and then I'm going to do this by 8.5 and score. So 8 by 8.5, and then we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 4.5. Okay. And then fold along the score lines here. We're gonna fold, and then we're gonna fold this like that. I'm gonna fold it like this actually, and then we're going to glue this little accordion fold here on the inside. So I'm gonna open and open, and then I'm gonna glue this on the right side. So let's add some glue and just place this piece right at the center and on the right. Okay, so then press down, and then over here this is going to open up like that, and then close and close. So that's gonna be the front. For the back, we have these 2 opening sections, and so here maybe we can do a little waterfall. So let me use some pieces. This will probably be good. So I'm going to cut, let's just do 3 pieces, and these are going to be 3.5 by 6. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one here. So 3.5 by 6, and I'm going to score along the 6 inches. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Okay, so 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold and fold right here, and then you can add more pieces to this waterfall if you want to also, but I think I'm just gonna open and open, and I'm just gonna start adding these pieces here. So we're gonna add the first one right at the center. Okay, and then I'm going to open this up and add the next piece. Okay, so that can go right here, and then press down, open this up, and then we're going to add the next one. So that's right there. Okay, so I have 3. Maybe I think I'm gonna add I think I can have like maybe 3 more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut my other piece here, and we're gonna cut this at 3.5 by 6. Maybe I can do, yeah, let's just do 3 more. Okay, so again here 3.5 by 6, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6 inches. So I'm just going to do these 3 pieces here. Okay, so let's fold and fold right there, and then we're just going to open this up and continue adding to our waterfall right here at the center. So press down, and then I'm going to add the next one just like this, and then press down. Okay, make sure they're going evenly, and then I'm going to add the last one right here. Okay, so just like that, and there we go. So here at the center we're gonna have a waterfall, and you can journal on the sides, and then this is gonna close and close. So that is gonna be the first signature page. And now let's work on this next one here. So I'm going to just do something very similar. So for the front, I think I'm gonna use these flowers over on this side. So maybe I can make these ones a little smaller. So I'm going to cut these at 6.5 by 4. Okay, so 6.5 by 4, and we're going to score along the 6.5 at 1 inch, no, at 1/2 inch, sorry. So along the 6.5 we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold. Okay, so fold and fold here, and then we can add these pieces on the front. So we're just gonna add some glue, and I'm gonna put that right there, press down, and then open that up, and we're gonna add this one here, press down. Okay, and then you can cover these hinges with some of your leftover pieces too. You don't want to see those right there. So that could be the front, and then for the back, I think I'm gonna do just something like that. Oh, let me see. I kind of want to use these, so we can cut this piece. I'm gonna cut this at 8. Let's do 8 by 3 3/4. Okay, so same thing for the other one. 8 by 3 3/4, and then we can score at 1/2 inch. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8 inches. Okay, and then we can add pieces here. And it's all about what you need. If you want longer layouts for pictures, you can do something like this. If you want more like a waterfall, you can reuse the same design as the other page. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this at the center, just like that, and then press down, and I'm going to open that up, and we could add the other one like a longer waterfall here like that, or you can add that to the bottom page. So I think I'm actually gonna put it like a waterfall. So let's add the glue, and we're gonna put that right there like that. Make sure it's even. There we go. And then press down and press down like that, and then this is gonna close here on top. We can also add a pocket there, so I'm gonna use this piece and then cut these at, I'm gonna do 4 3/4 by 4 1/2, and then we can go ahead and score along the 4 3/4 at 1/2 inch, and at 4 1/4, and along the 4 1/2 we can score at 1/2 inch, and then we can cut the corners to make this pocket. So just fold. So again, you can mix and match all of these layouts, ideas, and just dress up your pages a little bit more. So I'm gonna open and open, and I'm going to put this pocket back here, right? So that way we have extra places to tag in little things. I love pockets and little hidden places. Okay, so that is gonna go right at the center. Press down, just like that. Maybe I can even cover the inside. If I cut this at 3 1/2, I can place this inside the pockets, and that way this place here will be pretty and decorated, and then you can journal on the sides. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my glue, and I just realized I never started a timer for today's project, so I'm just hoping we're staying within the 1 hour. So I will know at the end when I'm editing the video how long this took. So hopefully. Alright, so I'm just gonna put that right here, and then close this up. So now we have our secret little pocket on the back, and then this can close and close like that. And okay, so now we are just ready to add these pages to our book. So we are just going to glue this down. So I'm going to add glue on this 1/2 inch, this 1/2 inch section right here, and then I'm gonna place that back here. I always like to start from the end, so that way I know how much spacing I need. So here's the bending line, and I'm just placing that right next to it. Okay, so that's gonna be the first page, and now we're gonna add this second one. Okay, so we're gonna put that right here. I'm leaving a little space in between those two. Okay, and then I'm just gonna press down, and I probably will cover this white piece here with some of my design cardstock, so I don't see the white in there. But there you go. Look how cute this turned out. So it opens up and down. We have an accordion fold, places for journaling. On the back we have these two panels and a little waterfall on the inside. And then you can add a magnet here or a piece of Velcro. This opens up and down. And then for the back we have this waterfall and secret pocket there, like that. So super easy. Now for the cover, I do have this piece that I actually had left over from the last project, so I think I'm just gonna glue this down here. I back these on another piece of cardstock that had that gold, and I think I also want to do a piece of chipboard back there. Okay, so we're just gonna back this up on chipboard and give it a little bit more dimension. So that's gonna go here, right there, and then we can put this at the center. Of course you can embellish more or less, however you want to do it. I want this to be a memory keeping, kind of like a daily, very casual little book. So over here it says make today count. So just capturing the everyday moments. Oh, I do feel like this is a little crooked. Okay. All right, so that's gonna go there. I do have some stickers on this collection. Let me get this that I haven't used at all. So maybe we can decorate this a little more. So this is on this day. We can put that right here. I'm gonna add glue so it doesn't come out. Okay, and then maybe we can use this little thing up here. Maybe let's see if this is cute. Yeah, I think it's cute. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a little piece. Okay, and then we're just gonna glue these up here, just like that. And then I'm just gonna trim that right there. Oh, I think this is so cute. Make today count, and on this day, and then maybe we can do all around for that. And I want to do this happy, but I might save it for the next project because I still have some pages left. So we're gonna see what else we can make with this collection on the next video probably. Oh yeah, look at that, so cute. Okay, so we're just gonna add that right here. I don't know if it's a little pink, but yeah, super cute. So I hope you guys like how this turned out. I think for these center pieces I'm going to use some of my let's see, I have in here more of these 4x3 cards. Oh, let's see, like I have this one that I can use, and there's just so many on this collection, so I can definitely use a lot of those to dress up the inside pages. So what I was thinking is we can probably just glue, and let me try it, just glue one side like that, and then we can place it right here, and then this could be, let's let that dry, but this could be the closure, so we don't even need to add a magnet there. I think that's fun. So I'm gonna do the same for the other one, and so let me cut this other one over here, and I want to use this gold one actually because it might not like show too much if it wrinkles, but maybe I can use that one back here. Yeah. So let me just add a little bit of glue, and then we can put that back here. Yeah, that can go right there. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this one here. The black one, I think it's gonna look really nice since we have black on the inside. So I'm just gonna do the same and add a little glue on the side, and then we can put that right there like that, and then this can just tuck in there. So that's an option for the closure. And so there you go. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. I hope that you enjoy the process of making this book, and I really hope that you guys give it a try. And I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.